I'm going to take off this multi-port valve to show you the spider gasket on the bottom. Sometimes you'll have a problem with that. You'll see water trickling out of the backwash, or through the window you'll see the water trickling as the filter's running. Okay, the best thing to do is put it in an unlocked position, which is right between two settings. You can see that it's right there, and that's an easier way to get it off. Take all these screws off around here. And there's also a nut on the bottom, so be careful you don't drop those. So I'm going to continue again to take all these off. And as I pull this off, there's also an O-ring in the top that could cause a leak, so let me get this off. Should pull right off and up. When you pull this off, remember the position it was in. You don't want to put it in backwards, because that would really screw up the system. So again, just make sure you know which direction it was when you pulled it off. And you can see the O-ring I talked about right here along the lip of the multi-port valve. This one looks good, it's still intact with no problems. You'll notice if it's leaking it'll be loose, and then you'll have to replace this O-ring on top. You want to carefully check the spider gasket for any kind of leaks. This is what keeps each thing in its particular function when you're backwashing or to waste or filter mode. And so if this gasket is worn out or cracked, you'll know that stuff's going to leak either into the filter or out to the backwash. Normally to the backwash. You have to replace the spider gasket. You can get it off with a screwdriver. Just be really careful you don't gouge any of the plastic parts. And once you get the spider gasket off, you can put some adhesive and put a new one in. It'll be pretty obvious when you take it off. If the gasket has a problem, you'll see obvious cracks, or you'll see it lifting up from the plastic part of the multi-port area. Put the multi-port valve top back on. We're going to go ahead and lube it up with some magic lube. I'm going to go ahead and put some around the O-ring. And this stuff's really messy but really effective. Okay, so I'm going to put the valve back on the same way I pulled it off. Now set it on there good. I'm going to go ahead and get the screws back in. You want to do a star pattern when you put it on, as if you were changing your spare tire or flat tire. So I'll start over here with this one, and I'll move to the one in the back. And I'll do the one in the back here. You may have to hold down the bolt underneath it as you screw it in. Sometimes it'll move a little bit. And once that's back on, we can go ahead and put it back into filter mode, and we can do the normal operation of the pool. Okay, and so there's the spring that's in the handle, and what happens over time as you turn the handle multiple times, backwashing, the O-ring will get pinched in the spring here, and then water will leak out of the top of the handle. So generally as that happens, your multi-port is pretty old. You can replace the whole valve. You can get this off, but it's factory tight, the tension on the spring, so it's difficult. So by the time this wears off and the water leaks out of the top, you might want to just replace the whole multi-port valve at that point. Okay,